The time has come for you to fulfill your destiny. Umaril lies hid in the ancient fane of Garlus Malatar. You must go there and destroy him.
After returning to the Priory with all of the Crusaders' relics in our possession, our journal updates instructing, I've been granted the blessing of Talos by the Prophet. I am now ready to destroy Umaril. My knights are on their way to Garlus Malatar to prepare for our final assault on his fortress, and so we journey to the western tip of Cyrodiil, just north of Anvil, to the nearby fort of Crowhaven, and head down the sandy shores banks of the Abyssinian coast. Meeting our fellow Crusaders out front of the fortress, it's then our quest update saying, I have arrived at Garlus Malatar. My sworn foe, Umaril the Unfeathered, awaits me inside. The final duty in my holy quest is to find him and destroy him. As we begin to approach the fortress, our fellow Crusader Caradus questions.
I stand ready, Lord Crusader. Shall we launch our attack on Garlus Malatar?
We then opt to tell him, wait for my signal.
Of course, Commander. We will attack at your command.
As we approach the sprawling, partially submerged Ayleid ruin, we remember the Prophet's words that many of our fellow Crusaders would not return. And as we look down the black void of the Ayleid well, we decide perhaps it's best we do not signal them at all. Cautiously, we approach the double stone door of Garlus Malatar and step inside. Upon entry of the misty ruins, we descend the stairs. Taking no chances, we draw our Crusader's sword, but as we cautiously enter a large cavernous room, we hear behind us,
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
For the nine!
The entire cadre of Crusaders rush into the room and down the stairs before we can stop them. Ignoring our command to wait outside, they begin an assault on Umaril's golden Aurorans. After felling the foul foes, our party then awaits for us to use the Ayleid push block so they can explore the nearby chamber. And as we follow close behind up the stairs, to the northeast lies a great throne room, housing an ambush of Meridia's foul Daedra, and all pandemonium breaks loose.
For Akatosh and the Nine! I wonder if Umaril will dare face...
The nine!
Akatosh endure!
Yeah!
The Aurorans now destroyed and the sword of the Crusader proving much more than a match for mere lesser Daedra. We move up the stairs and delve deeper into the ruins' next area, labelled Cecil. Entering, we see the Crusaders are now in two distinct files, awaiting us to engage the push block and our assault. Inside the next large chamber is a floating orb on the second level, and more Daedra below, protecting their dwelling. And as we begin the familiar rhythm of combat, this time, something sinister awaits. As if out of some horror movie, the Aurorans previously felled rise to their feet once again. Only when they are re-deaded does Sir Lathon exclaim,
The orb restores them to life. How can we defeat them?
So, we must destroy the orb or the Aurorans will never know death, and we will surely succumb to our wounds, as they cannot. With this new knowledge, we peel off from the group through the western door, contending with a straggler Auroran, and mount the steps, seeing the ominous orb emanating dark magic. We reach out and touch the orb, and as we do, it grows dull, robbed of its resurrection abilities and shattering, yet somehow held suspended in a final twisted mockery of gravity. And a gust of magicka blows through the room, and as we turn to see our fellow brothers in arms, we see the previously invisible wall has simply shifted, creating a barrier between us and pushing them out of the room, and now we know we are on our own. It's then we make our way down the stairs, pilfering the paltry potions from the pottery on either side of the door before entering the final area, Karak Abaran. Descending the ruin's final staircase, we're met with a darkened hall with a circular pool on the floor and dimly lit throne on the second level surveying the room. As we approach, the torches on either side of us spring to life with an otherworldly flame, and the stairs to the second floor ascend, revealing Umariel the Unfeathered. Confidently stalks towards us and barks a greeting in an unfamiliar Ayleid tongue. Although we successfully block and absorb the shock damage of Umariel's first assault, we weave between his strikes and hack at him. And he growls an animalistic cry of pain before bearing down on us again with his large two-handed sword, which he casually tosses between sword arms. Sensing we need to gain some advantage over his great height, we head for the high ground, yet he swiftly pursues us. Not even the pillars by the throne can protect us from his extensive reach and large sword. Nearly succumbing to blood loss thanks to our careless footwork, we gulp potions thirstily in an attempt to stave off death, even resorting to eating the hearts of felled Aurorans as a last-ditch means of survival. We then switch tactics, realizing the Divines have imparted on us their greatest tools to defeat the Daedra, and we begin to rely more on the armor and shields they have gifted, reflecting Umariel's unholy spell damage back at him, and utilizing key timing to weave in between his strikes and slash with the Crusader's sword. However, we realize we're beginning to fatigue versus a Daedra's infinite resolve, and so, descending the stairs, we take the reprieve to heal our wounds thanks to Mara's mercy, and probing for an advantageous footing, see our path to leave is fully blocked, and Umariel continues to stalk us down. Instead, we turn and race back up the stairs for perhaps the final time to face down the Sorcerer King for our last assault, ducking behind his ancient throne. Vanity spurs on the Sorcerer King as he sprints to end the encounter prematurely, and in turn we let out an enraged bellow, hacking deep into the Daedra's torso wildly, stabbing between his own thrusts until he finally succumbs to his wounds. As the Sorcerer King crumples to the floor, our quest updates reading: I've destroyed Umariel's physical form. If the prophet told me true, I must cast the blessing of Talos on myself, and I will follow Umariel's spirit to a place where he can be destroyed. Searching the corpse of the fallen Ayleid, we find nothing on his body other than a cruel smear still staining his countenance. However, to his left, his formidable weapon, Umariel's sword, is a leveled enchanted claymore. True to the nature of Umariel and his Aurorans, the blade does a leveled amount of shock damage on strike, and it also does a leveled damage fatigue strike as well. Momentarily pausing to rest, we begin our second and perhaps most critical phase of our assault, and by casting the blessing of Talos on ourselves, our vision is blanketed in white as we meet Umariel inside of his spirit realm in which he retreated. Looking down, we see we're far above Cyrodiil, and wasting no time, Umariel presses his attack, cursing our very presence in his sacred realm. With nowhere to run, we press our assault on the monolithic creature high above Cyrodiil, praying our sword lands true, and our fate in the hands of the Divines. With Umariel utterly destroyed, we accept succumbing to our wounds as a white light engulfs our vision. Miraculously, our vision returns and we find ourselves in the Priory. It's then our journal update saying, Umariel is utterly destroyed, and I've completed my holy quest. But how did we survive?
Crusader, arise. Stand and face the light. Breathe again and receive your reward. You have completed your divine task. You have restored the order. You have defeated the enemy of the Nine. The order shall serve as the sword and the shield of the Nine in the dark times to come. We owe you a debt of thanks. You have succeeded where we could not. You and your knights have held true to your purpose. At long last, our purgatory is at an end. We go to the glory of the Nine to serve in their host in the life beyond this one. You may call upon our spirits when you need us. Simply pray at our tombs, and each of us will grant you a blessing from the Nine. May your sword serve the Nine all the days of your life, Crusader. Farewell.
After Sir Amiel's moving speech, he and his fellow Crusaders dissipate, departing for Aetherius, and we know they will rest well with our task complete and Umaril felled forever. And so, we then move to place our Crusaders' relics on the armor stand and instead don a simple cloth robe. Turning to leave, we see, as promised, if we were to visit each of the tombs of the Crusaders, they impart a blessing thanks to their respective divine patron.
Dibella has strengthened your wit and charm. Never allow the beauty of the world to be lost on your eyes.
Then, moving to exit the Undercroft via the armory, Sir Thedric rushes to meet us, exclaiming,
Lord Crusader, how can this be? You're alive! It's a miracle! I heard voices in the Undercroft, and I came to investigate. You vanished in Garlus Malatar. After the battle, we searched further into the ruin and found you next to Umaril's corpse. You had no wounds on your body, but you were dead. I saw it with my own eyes. You did not draw breath. We laid you to rest in the Undercroft. We kept your death a secret. We feared what would happen if our enemies thought you were dead.
Even death cannot stop the Crusaders.
I can see that. You'll have to excuse me. I need a moment to collect my thoughts.
Understandably so. The wonders of the Nine are many.
Indeed, they are. We knew you had succeeded in destroying Umaril's physical form, but it seemed that you had met the same fate as Pelennor Whitestrake. Tell me, was Umaril destroyed?
Rest assured, I have severed his very soul.
Then he is destroyed. We've won.
Of course, I destroyed him utterly.
I never doubted you, Crusader, but I must tell the others that you're alive.
Thedric then races out of the armory and up the stairs through the Priory's main doors, and as we catch up to him, we can then see all of the Crusaders alive and well, awaiting our arrival, in which he exclaims,
Knights of the Nine, hear me. Today we have witnessed undeniable proof of the strength and the might of the gods we serve. Slain in battle with the dread Umaril, by the grace and mercy of the Nine, the Crusader lives again. How can this be, you ask? What of our foe? What has become of Umaril the Unfeathered? Umaril has been slain by the Crusader. His very spirit cast into the void and destroyed for all eternity. He will never rise again. Let us give thanks to the Nine. By their power, the Crusader has rid the world of Umaril forever. Hail the Lord Crusader!
Hail the Lord Crusader is arisen! Hail, Commander.
Yes, Commander?
Greetings, Sir Knight. I am at your service, Commander.
Tell me, what now for the Knights of the Nine?
The Order lives once more. Pelennor himself would be proud of what we've accomplished. You too.
With the threat of Umaril forever quelled, we leave the Priory in the capable hands of the Crusaders and travel into Cyrodiil once more, in search of adventure, as we'd heard of a strange door that had appeared in the Niben and were looking to explore its existence.